Welcome back, Syndicate members. It is I, Joshua Mammoth, back from the Ancient City Con. And we actually were able to meet a lot of artists out there. It was really a good con. I'd like to welcome my co-host, my beautiful wife, Rachel.
Hi, Syndicate members. How's it going?
You may remember her voice from the Daytona Beach Convention overlay. So that was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, that was another great con. This one was even better, I thought.
And so, for some people, Ancient City is a really good con. It's been around a while, and we had a table there.
Oh, yeah,
before.
We did. A few years ago.
Yeah, a few years ago. I'll do an overlay. That was the year you actually cosplayed as Mookie.
Oh, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was an awesome cosplay, and I did Amon as well, but that's not as impressive as, because I drew him based off of what I look like.
Yeah, I had to create myself to Mookie.
We'll go ahead and get started. So we're going to do this one a little bit different from the Daytona one, because unfortunately some of our just regular footage didn't quite make it. All the interviews were great. We got a nice clear audio on those, but some of the other footage unfortunately didn't work out quite as well, so we're going to do this one a little bit different.
Yeah,
okay.
It'll be fun.
So we got into St. Augustine, which is where Ancient City is located, hence the name Ancient City, and we got in and pretty much just kind of walked around from there.
Yeah, another great place where the parking was awesome. We got almost like front row parking, it seemed like. But again, a really nice spot and really easy to get into and walk around. And
what's different about this con that a lot of people may not know, there's a lot of just creators of lots of different stuff there. Not just comics, but...
Oh, definitely. We saw all kinds of stuff, from crocheting to jewelry to even the brooms. They had witches.
Oh, right. Brooms. Yeah, you know what? That lady's brooms were awesome.
Yeah, there was stuff there that I had never seen in other cons.
Yeah, jewelry, a lot of steampunk stuff, of course, comics, and then a lot of creators too. And their creators were spread out a little bit. So they had like Scout down a row.
Yeah.
And then we kind of just found some people kind of just plopped around.
Yeah, kind of trickled into it.
Yeah.
So it made it good. But I was glad we were able to stumble upon those because I just kind of assumed it was all in that one row that we had seen.
Right. And so that actually brings us to the first interview. This was with a gentleman named Niko Smith. And so go ahead and roll that footage, Trevor. Welcome back, Syndicate members. It is I, Joshua Mammoth, at the Ancient City Comic Book Convention. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. I'm doing well.
And what is your name?
My name is Niko.
So why don't you tell me a little bit of what you got going on here today?
All right. How y'all doing? My name is Niko, and this is my comic. It's called Ninja Niko, and I wrote about my life. And I used to do tournaments, taekwondo, nothing fancy. So I wrote about this tournament. This is my brother. He comes with me to the tournament. And I won 2 trophies, one from nunchucks and one from point fighting. And after the tournament, we go home and had a house party to celebrate the win. During the house party, I go inside my room just to look at the trophy, just to reminisce. My brother, true story now, he comes in behind me, drunk, accidentally knocks over the second trophy that's on the dresser, and it comes down, the head pops off. Now here's the fantasy. I pull a scroll from that broken trophy, I pop the seal, bam, I get superpowers. And that's how it all starts. This is issue 1.
How awesome is that, Syndicate members? Wow, that sounds amazing. And so you actually trained in Taekwondo?
Yes, I used to train for 2 years. I used to train and teach, actually.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I decided to write about my past experience, and you know what? I'll use that to springboard into the comic world.
Oh, gotcha. And so if they're not here at Ancient City, where can the Syndicate members pick up your issue?
Actually, it's still word of mouth, but I am at all the other cons. I will be at WasabiCon next month at the Prime Osborne, and I will be at this other one, Collectors World, in November in Orlando. So I'm always at the Comic Cons.
Okay, well, we'll definitely spread the word for sure. It was great meeting you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yes. Enjoy the con, y'all.
Okay, so what did you think of Niko Smith?
Oh, this was a really great interview. He was so cool to talk to. I really love his story. It's really based on his life. Well, the start of it, and then of course it goes into the comic world. But I thought that was such an awesome concept.
It was cool, and also I really liked his hype. You know, his attitude and his hypeness.
Yeah.
Like he was super excited when we walked by his booth. He had a couple of his comics CCG'd, and I think I should do that too.
Oh, that's
I don't know if you
cool.
noticed that.
I
but
did not.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. And then his setup was great, and what you listened to was delivery of the story. That was awesome.
Oh, I know. His energy was so awesome. That was definitely one of my favorite interviews.
So this was his book here, Ninja Niko. You can see the autograph for us there, and wow, this is an impressive book.
Oh, it was super impressive. It was definitely one of the thicker ones that we got, and wow, the printing quality, amazing.
Yeah, this was one of the biggest books. I mean, like page-wise.
Yes.
And I mean, and then the color, the martial arts in it.
Because he was a Taekwondo instructor, right?
Yeah.
And he actually performed in different championships, and that's where the start of this came from.
And that's what I loved about his story too, you know, because, you know, I've done martial arts in the past, and I never turned it into a comic book, but for sure that was a good idea.
Well, almost. Your love of kung fu and everything kind of
that's
helped out
true.
with Apple.
That's true. Okay, now after Niko, I wanted to beeline over to Enzo Garza.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so Enzo Garza, the creator of Gutt Ghost, which I've reviewed many times, well, not many, but quite a few times on this channel. And of course, Enzo for me is like, you know, kind of like top level, like he's kind of like meeting a superstar up there.
I agree.
You know,
he's definitely a local celebrity.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely love Gutt Ghost. I'm a huge fan of Gutt Ghost. You can see my pin here. So yeah, we beelined it over to the Scout Comics area, and we'll go ahead and play that. And actually, there was a special guest at his booth.
The best guest.
Yeah,
I
so
was super excited.
We won't reveal that yet. We'll play the video, and
Yes.
then we'll comment on that afterwards.
For sure.
All right, go ahead and roll that video, Trevor. Welcome back, Syndicate members. It is I, Joshua Mammoth, back at the Ancient City Comic Book Convention with my buddy Enzo. You may remember him from Gutt Ghost, so I'm going to hand the mic over and let him give you the breakdown.
Hey, party people, it's Enzo. Yeah, we're at Ancient City Comic Con. Ancient City Con, one of them. Year 2, which is cool to be back. And I actually have a special guest with me this year. I have one Abbott, aka Pterodactyl. He actually did what we do, a series of comics together. Every Friday the 13th we do a comic together. And he's actually tabling for the first time with his comics that he did with me. So, yeah, really proud of him. I'll hand the mic to him in a sec. But, with the table set up, I always try to do something outside of just comics. So I always have the comics here, but I also try to do like stickers or mini comics, enamel pins, whatever I can think of, like bootleg toys, just fun stuff. I think it's a lot of fun to try to do something outside of the norm of just comics, just something to draw people in, which is a lot of fun. But this year I actually did like a reprint of the first issue. I found out that if I combine the first issue with the first mini comic and another side story I did, it's a more complete issue. Something I didn't think about till just now, but I printed it up and tried it out and I love it. So I've been traveling with that. But I also did a bootleg called Intestine Man. And the way I put it, it's like if somebody in the 80s saw Gutt Ghost and was like, oh, that's cool, I can make it badass though. And they do their own little mini comic, and that's Intestine Man. So I made like this little mini comic, and it feels like it came out of the 80s. Maybe you'd find it in a comic shop in a corner somewhere. But that's what I've been doing, so I've been having a lot of fun. I'm going to give the mic real quick over to Abbott so he can kind of tell you about what he does with his comics.
Hello, me and my dad like to make these little comic books every Friday the 13th, and we have really fun with them. And this one's just like talking about like kid Jason like saw a doll with guts, and it came to life, and he played with it. And then this one's a flip book, where it's like my dad made one side, and then I made this side. And then this one's about kid Jason making his own comic book. and I made the comic book that kid Jason made. And yeah, that's what me and my dad like to do every Friday the 13th. And we're gonna do one next month because on October is the next Friday the 13th. Yeah.
Right on. So that's what's up. Thank you for having us. You're awesome. We dig your videos. We actually just watched one. So yeah, right on.
Well, there you have it, Syndicate members. So I'm going to take a look at this booth. I'm going to pick up some swag, and then I'll do a recap at the end. Thanks a lot, Enzo. Really appreciate it, buddy. Okay. So that went very well.
Oh yeah, that was definitely my favorite interview of the
Yes. So first, before we dive into that interview, I just wanted to say that you'll notice that I kind of do the interviews a little bit differently. It just depends on how the setup was. You know,
Exactly.
'cause some of them I couldn't really. Yeah, there wasn't enough room to get behind the booth,
Yes.
so I'd have to lean over and stuff. So Enzo was kind enough to take the mic on that one.
Yeah, I just kind of had to work on the fly on a couple
Right,
things.
right, exactly. So, but he did a great job with the breakdown. So first off, what did you think of his booth?
Oh, amazing. I love the setup. He had stickers. He had, of course, the pin. And then, of course, his comic and everything. And, of course, one of my favorite parts was Abbott.
Abbott was awesome.
He did amazing.
Yes, he was great. First and foremost, though, yeah, these are the mini comics of his.
Yes.
Here, why don't you hold a couple over there? So this was the flip book. So there was Enzo's part, and then you can see Abbott's part here. And then the one thing that I absolutely love, this is part 3, right?
Yeah.
So part 3 actually has the mini comic book. This is the one he was talking about. This is the mini comic book that kid Jason makes.
Yes.
And it's even like on the notebook paper.
I thought it was such a clever idea.
Right,
Yeah.
it's so awesome.
So awesome. And the fact that he was out there with his dad doing it, I mean, you can't get better than that. And it was so impressive that he was able to put that on. And not only that, but do a whole like spiel about it. That's something even adults like.
And we kind of caught him on the fly with that
Oh,
too.
for sure,
'Cause,
yeah.
He wasn't quite prepared for that, but I think he did great.
Awesome.
Enzo's booth, like he said, he had the comics there, of course, but he had a lot of other really cool stuff.
Oh, for sure.
First off, the comic, not the Intested Man, which I apologize I didn't pick that one up because, I mean, dude, you have so much stuff on your table. I didn't actually see it,
I know.
but if I know Enzo's going to watch this later, so put aside that Intested Man for me because I want to check that out. But the one he did talk about where he had put a few of the different ones together.
Yes.
This one right here, and I just kind of pawed through this one a little bit, and
Can't wait, right?
right. What
Yeah.
did you think about it?
Oh, I know. Again, it was such a clever idea. He said that he finally just put it all together. And sometimes the easiest things you don't really think about, but yeah, cannot wait to review this one.
Yeah, because Gut Ghost is really one of my favorite characters, and not just indie characters, but just in general. He's
just really cool.
and it's funny.
Yeah, and even had T-shirts and stuff, like the one Abbott was wearing.
Oh, that was great.
I like that shit.
Yeah, Enzo and him both had on Gut Ghost t-shirts, and I was insanely jealous. You know what? You need to do a Gut Ghost tie.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's an idea for you.
Yeah, definitely.
We're really going to branch it out.
And actually, I wanted to show the one of these had a splash page in it. I think it was part 3.
Oh, it was the one with the flip cover.
One with the flip cover.
Mhm.
Okay, that's 2.
Yeah, because this was like their transition to the flip. And
Yeah,
I
here
thought
we
that
go.
was, again, super cool. And if you notice, they have different little
I'll put some
signatures.
overlays
Yeah.
in here too, so you don't have to rely on seeing that. But this was actually Abbott and Enzo together, because you see Abbott's signature here and then Enzo's signature over here.
Yes.
So we will be reviewing all 3 of these volumes, as well as the pink volume that Enzo did that he was selling at the con. And the last thing I want to show you, which I thought was kind of cool, and I took this to the con with me. If you remember, Video Gaga actually starred one of Enzo's characters along with Video Witch, Video Howdy. So I had Enzo give me a little graph at the bottom there next to Luis Diaz's signature.
Had to have
So then I'm going to mount this in a frame, and it's going in my living room. So, yeah. because I'm not only a huge fan of Gutt Ghost, but Video Witch too.
Oh, she's amazing.
It was one of my all-time favorites.
Yes, she's too
for
fun.
sure. Okay, so then after that, the row was pretty crowded, which was great.
Oh yeah.
There was so many people there checking out the indie sections that we didn't even get to a lot. Well, I wouldn't say a lot of. We got to almost all of them.
Yes, there was definitely a couple that we missed, and man, I was really disappointed that we missed them. I didn't even realize until after the fact. So we'll definitely have to make sure we do the 2-day next time for the ancient.
Yeah, and there were a couple of them that sold out too.
Yes,
that
actually,
that sold out their first issue by the time we got to them.
Yeah, which is awesome.
It is awesome because we got there around noon. It opened, I think it technically opened at 10 for VIP,
right?
11 for general, and then we got there about 12, and we left about 2. So we were only there. Well, no, we left about 3.
Yeah,
maybe we were there about 3 hours. Yeah. Excuse me. And during that time, he sold out of. I mean, not Enzo, it was a different artist, but by the time we made it to his booth, he didn't have anything left, which was great. I felt so great for him. Like, he was so happy.
Oh, for sure, because I mean, on the second day of a con, you can't ask for anything better than
Definitely.
that. Yeah.
And so, we made it down to another booth here. So, what we found out was that Ancient City has its own comic book.
Yes, and I thought, what an awesome concept that they did that and was able to get a writer and a creator to actually take care of that.
Right. Yeah. And so that creator was C. Matthew Foote.
Yes.
And we got a great shoot interview in. So go ahead and roll that, Trevor.
Welcome back, Syndicate members. It is I, Joshua Mammoth, at the Ancient City Con today. And we're going to do another shoot interview. And hello, how are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. And what was your name?
C. Matthew Foote.
And you're the lead writer on these books here?
Yes, I'm the writer of the Vigis and the tie-in books, Ancient City Adventures.
And so you were just telling me that the Ancient City Adventures actually ties into this actual con.
Yeah.
And how does that work exactly?
Well, they had a mascot, Molly, which is kind of a St. Augustine kid who lives here, grows up here. She's into pirates and stuff. And her buddy, Lucky, who is a huge robot. So they had that. They kind of came to me and said, hey, can you do anything with this? And I was like, sure, let's see what we can do. And we tied it all up, and now we've got a book going. We're on our second issue, which just came out this year, and we'll probably tie it up, if not before next year's con, it'll be then.
And you said that this also tied into your current title here, which is called Vigis?
Yeah.
So can you tell me a little about that?
It roughly ties in. They're kind of part of the same universe. It doesn't really tie in, but they will.
Okay.
At the end of this, something from here will roll into it. So, but yeah, this is our book. It's about a bunch of punk rock street kids who know that they can keep their neighborhood safer than the cops and capes can, so they do. So
that sounds pretty awesome.
It is. It's fun.
Yeah.
We have a good time with it.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you for taking the time to.
Yeah, no problem.
I really appreciate it. It was great to meet you.
Thanks very much. It's
Thank
good
you.
to meet you too.
All right, Syndicate members. We'll be right back.
Okay, welcome back, Syndicate members. I hope you enjoyed that interview. So, what did you think of C. Matthew Foote?
Oh, he was such another great one to talk to. He was so knowledgeable about everything, and again, great skill. Wanted to start reading him right there.
Yes. He had the Ancient City Adventures, as he was talking about. That's this one here, and I love this concept.
Yes.
Because you get the characters, kind of come to life, from the comic, from the con and the comic book.
Exactly, and I love that he still. He says not tied in, but he said that it's kind of like in the world of it.
The same universe.
Yes, which of course, with your comics, we love the same universe and stuff.
And you can see this is another great black and white print.
Yes, you gotta love that.
Yeah. So black and whites are making a big comeback these days.
They really are. I didn't even know that was going to be a thing, but wow, in the last year, we've really seen it.
Right, because even that Gutt Ghost was black and white.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really cool.
I just love the detail that they can do with the black and white. I think that's so.
Well, it takes a lot of skill because with black and white, you can't hide anything.
For sure.
And so this was the VG's #1. I really like the concept of this. This is the one he was talking about where the kids of the town can do a better job than the police and the capes.
I love it.
And this one's another black and white too, and the art is really stunning.
Oh yeah, I thought this one, it's just amazing to me. I just love the detail what they were able to do with the different shadowing and everything. I mean, wow. And that's like classic style too. You gotta love that.
Definitely. And he was really kind. So I did bring a couple of copies of Dimensional Devastation with me. Oh, I forgot to mention this. So I did a trade.
Yes.
For part 3 of Throwing Rocks, I traded Abbott Dimensional Devastation #1. So I definitely got the better end of that trade because actually it completed my set.
And that's true. Yeah. So that was awesome.
Yeah, because I bought 1 and 2, and then we were on a because I'm just throwing it out there, but hitting 2 cons back to back really takes its toll on the purse strings.
It sure does.
Because even though Daytona was cheap to get in, this one wasn't that bad.
Oh no, especially because of the size of it.
Yeah,
you
and
really couldn't beat that.
Yeah, and what they had to offer and the amount of creators in there.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, so back to C. Matthew Foote. So I bought the Vigis #1 and I bought the Ancient City Adventures, and then I gifted him a copy of my Dimensional Devastation, and he was kind enough to go ahead and give me issues 2 and 3 of Vigis.
Yes, to complete the set.
So another score,
right?
really.
Couldn't have asked for a better.
Yeah, and I love the color scheme on that. That pink is awesome, right?
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, these are definitely going to go up on the wall when we're done with them. I love how the covers look.
That's the back there. I'll put an overlay up. But yeah, these were great. I mean, just stunning black and white.
Yeah. I can't wait. Yeah, it's going to be a really good read.
Yeah, and so from there, we basically went to another booth here. This booth was Arrow Comics with Luke.
Oh, yes.
I lost my cards here. So, you know what? We'll go ahead and play that interview while I find my cards. Go ahead and play that.
Welcome back, Syndicate members. It is I, Joshua Mammoth, back at the Ancient City Comic Con. I'm here with Luke, and he's going to do a breakdown on his new comic book.
Yes. Hi. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for watching. This is great. My name is Luke Stone. I am the writer and the artist for a book called Hybrids, The Sons of Gods. Now, it's based around this creature called the Nephilim. They're an angel-human hybrid talked about in most world religions and have influenced every culture's mythology. It's important to kind of know before we get started on that.
Definitely.
So one day people start developing powers, and within hours of this happening, they are being abducted. And that's where we go with our first 5 issues of the book. We discover what's behind it, who's behind it, more importantly, where they are being taken. Because we're trying to rescue our loved ones that have been taken into this maximum security facility, and we kind of end our 5th issue with this massive rescue attempt. 6 months later, we do another arc of 4 books called The Killing Field. It's what I would call, I don't know, like a feel-good comedy, I guess. I'm joking. We deliver on the name The Killing Field. So our heroes think that they're out to, they're on this quest to gather the shards of a weapon that will defeat this evil at the center of all this. But it turns out that they're actually on a scavenger hunt that leads to their own demise. And so we've got all this here today collected. We've got 5 issues of the first, 4 of the second. Each one of those floppies is $5. But we do have both of those added together here in 2 trade paperbacks. These trade paperbacks, not only do they have the stories in there, but it contains creator commentary. And it has backup stories and different inside stuff. What's interesting is, during the production of this book right here, as you'll notice, my voice isn't quite normal. This is not original model. This is aftermarket. I went in the hospital for 5 months and was told that I probably wasn't going to live. So I actually had to relearn how to do everything. One of those was how to hold a pencil and draw again. So the last part of this book had a delay because I had to relearn how to draw. Fortunately, things came back better than when I left them. And so I actually talk about that and show off some of the things that I did before and after that kind of break. And so we have a lot of really cool behind the scenes stuff that just gives the reader more insight into what was happening in the world outside of us trying to build this universe for ourselves. And then beyond that, we have some great things here with Arrow Comics.
And where can the syndicate members pick these up at?
Easy. They can go to arrowcomics.store, or they can find them on my website at lukestonestudios.com.
Great.
Yeah, I almost got my own website wrong. Did you hear that? I almost forgot a piece.
Well, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. And it was great meeting you, Luke.
Absolutely.
And I'll definitely let you know when this posts up. I can assure you the audio will be clean this time.
Awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
And if your followers want to follow me, they can find me at Luke Stone Studios on Twitter, or they can find my YouTube channel at Luke Stone Studios.
Right, and I'll have all that in the description as well. So great meeting you.
Send all of my people your way.
Yeah,
be
that
great.
would be awesome.
It's awesome.
Okay, welcome back, Syndicate members. So you'll notice at the end of that interview, I said, I promise the audio is going to work out. It's because, unfortunately, that interview we had done with his daughter, and my microphone batteries had died during that. We didn't realize it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we took a break. We went up to the car so I could check the footage. And that's when we realized the audio was no
the
good.
cameraman did not do well that one.
Well, you can't really tell because the microphone, I was holding it. You can't really tell when the batteries are dying when you're like sitting there holding it.
Yeah.
Probably should have checked it beforehand, but
Well, you learned.
Yeah, and this is only the second con we've done.
Yeah, true.
So okay. Well, first off, with Luke Stone, what an amazing story.
Oh, wow. I know. I was so impressed by that. I couldn't even believe he had to teach himself how to draw and do everything else again. That's impressive.
Yeah, and it was also impressive with the level to which he produces too.
Yes, and he even said it came back better. Like, wow, you can't. I mean, at least if you have to go through all that, at least you got to get something out of it. So I love his perspective of that.
Definitely, and so we picked up a couple of comics from him. Well, first he gifted us his #1.
Yes.
I'll grab those right now, and then we picked up another one too. So he gifted us this Hybrids, the Sons of Gods.
Which, again, awesome cover.
Yeah.
His daughter actually gave us the first feel of it that unfortunately we didn't pick up. But yeah, it was so good that we really stuck around and we're like, you know what, we need to hear what else you have.
This one is called Riff Raiders. And I really love the coloring on this one too.
Again, yeah.
Yeah, this is great. These comics are really thick. You notice?
Yes. And the coloring on it is so awesome. Like, I can't wait. Purple chick. Tessa, right?
Yeah, this one's really good. I've already been thumbing through this one, like these splash pages here. I'm a sucker for that.
I love them.
Yeah, that looks so amazing. And then so the Sons of God, or the Sons of God, it's Hybrids. This one here, excuse me.
Again,
same thing. Look at this.
Amazing color. Yeah.
So we got a wide variety of stuff to review here. I normally go for a lot of horror, but these are, I think, are going to be really good.
Oh, for sure. We, kind of wanted to switch it up a little bit, but we honestly didn't even have to worry about it because there were so many good titles to pick from, so we really had such an abundance.
And there wasn't a lot of horror there, really.
No, not really.
There was a lot of sci-fi, I'd say fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, so speaking of fantasy, you picked up, I wouldn't say, would you consider steampunk fantasy?
I kind of do, yeah.
Yeah. So this was the War of 1834.
Yes, and I was really intrigued by this one because it's kind of a different telling of the war, and zombies are actually included in it. So it's definitely not exactly, of course, what happened, but I thought it was such a different idea. And they had an awesome booth too. I actually was able to get the ear cuff from them also, which, it was so cool that they had jewelry, they had books.
Yeah, and custom made jewelry too.
Yeah, and I actually got them to sign for me, which we'll be able to put that up more. But yeah, it was really exciting. I can't wait to.
Yeah, and if we got some, we're going to go through our secondary camera to see if we can come up with some footage, because we got some other stuff at their booth where they had the flying machines.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. They actually did details and scenes from the book, and they made it into different flying scenes that came to life. And I thought that was such a cool idea.
And it was like 3 levels.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it was really maybe 2 levels, but it was impressive. It was big.
It was.
And it had 3 different.
And I thought, what a different idea, because that's actually what first drew us to the booth. So I thought, what a good way to actually get people to the booth.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, well, Syndicate members, I hope you enjoyed all of those interviews. We certainly did. What was your overall impression of Ancient City 2023?
Oh wow, I was so impressed. Like they had so many different booths, so many different vendors, and it was such an eclectic. Sometimes when you go to comics, it can be really the same thing over and over, but every booth had something different. That's why I said we should do the 2-day con or 2-day pass next time, because wow, they had so much to offer.
Yeah, the 2-day one would have been, I think, a little better for us because we could have actually talked to some of the other creators.
Oh, because they had so many cosplayers too, and they even had a gaming room in the front.
They had a huge gaming room.
Yeah, and I thought that was awesome. There's all kinds of people in there just having a good time. I thought,
yeah, because I remember when we did it, we had a Dimensional Devastation booth set up in the gaming area too.
Yes.
So we had our regular booth, and then we had our Dimensional Devastation booth in the gaming center, and that was a lot of fun.
Oh, so much fun. I love those different cons. But this way of doing it, I think, is even funner.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, because we went in there and we got to meet a lot of people. Of course, we got to see Enzo, which was definitely a special treat. And that was the reason why I really wanted to go.
Oh, for sure. And Abbott there, oh my gosh, that was the best.
Definitely. Yeah. So do you have anything else you want to add to Ancient City?
No, I just thought it was a great venue. Oh, and the place that they actually had it was beautiful. It had those golf courses and everything around it. It was gorgeous.
Yes, the drive out there was really nice and very scenic.
Yeah, and it still only took us about an hour and a half from Central Florida. So
it wasn't bad. An hour and a half is definitely not bad.
No.
And the fact that we didn't have to go all the way into Jacksonville was kind of nice too.
Right, because when we actually did Ancient City, it was in Jacksonville.
Yeah, it was at the Prime Osborne.
Yeah, which again was a good venue, but yeah, you got to go a little bit farther.
Yeah, for us, we had to go a little further in. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to put all of the descriptions down below, so make sure you check out each one of those. We're also, and make sure you tell them Joshua Mammoth sent you, and then we're also going to put up the cons that Niko Smith is going to be at, which I believe one of them was Wasabi Con, and then another one was in Orlando. We'll rewatch that video and get the info for it and post it down below. So if you're at one of those cons and you see Niko, make sure you let him know that Joshua Mammoth sent you. Make sure you tell him too that you're really interested in picking up a few of his titles.
Oh, definitely.
Because unfortunately, like I said, we were on a budget, so we couldn't pick. I wanted to pick up all three of them. So we may have to hit that con in November.
I think we're gonna have to. The one comes to Orlando.
Yeah, maybe get those titles because I'm already very interested in that comic just by kind of flipping through it.
I know, can't wait.
And then another thing too, Luke Stone. Make sure you check out him. He's also a YouTuber.
That's right.
Yeah. So we'll put all of his information down below. Make sure you check out his podcast. Definitely make sure you check out his books. Go to Arrow Comics. Check out his books. Buy them. Let him know Joshua Mammoth sent you. Because I would definitely recommend. He's such a great guy.
Oh,
super
for sure.
Nice.
And so good to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And of course, Blackbird Comics is in Maitland. So you could always swing in there and get Gutt Ghost.
Yes.
You can also get Gutt Ghost at scoutcomics.com in their store area. You can just look up Gutt Ghost and definitely pick that up.
And you definitely should.
You definitely should, and tell them Joshua Mammoth sent you. And then finally, I think, for Vigis, we'll put Matthew Foote. All of his. Sorry about that. All of his information will also be down below. So make sure you check out them as well. Because that art's really good.
Oh, it's all amazing. Yeah, you gotta love independent artists.
So out of these, which book should we do first?
Oh man, that's a really hard choice. I think we might have to do either Enzo's or maybe even the Ancient City one first.
Oh, the Ancient City Adventures, yeah. I'm kind of leaning towards the Gutt Ghost myself because of, it's Enzo.
Of course.
Yeah. And but yeah, we're gonna Rachel's gonna be joining me on these reviews. So we got Trevor over here. He's gonna be our new producer. That's. What do you think about joining me?
I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm usually behind the camera, so now I'm stepping in front of you.
Yeah. So you were the producer.
Yep.
For a while, and you were helping me write the scripts and stuff. And this way is a little easier too.
Right, we don't have to, plan out as much as we used to have.
Yeah, I don't have to stutter as much either. All right, Syndicate members, I hope you tune in next time because we're gonna definitely start picking these apart. We have a huge stack from Daytona. Which let's talk about that for a second before we sign out. What did you think of some of the people at the Daytona Comic Con?
Oh, I love those guys too. It was, again, so good to talk to everyone there. I really loved that one because I felt it was a little bit more intimate, so we were able to really get into all of the comics and everything. Probably why we bought so much more that week. But this one was good just because of the variety. So, I mean, both were just amazing.
That's true. So with Daytona, there was big sections of like Silverline, for example.
Exactly.
And Cosmic Times had a big booth. And so, we did pick up a lot of Silverline, but I mean, how could you not?
That's what I mean. They really make it hard, to go in there and not spend the money because everything just looks amazing.
Yeah, because we always say, okay, we're going to spend X amount in here, and we try not to go over. But I mean,
don't even know why we do that.
Yeah, but I got that bologna and cheese next week, so I'll be all right.
It's okay. We can skip a few meals.
All right, Syndicate members. Well, I guess we're going to go ahead and sign out. Does that sound good? Okay.
We're going to start reading these comics.
Definitely. Well, between the known and the unknown lies the mammoth. I'll see you next time.